Hey there, how there, hello there, it's Jeff Cutter Time, and welcome you to another 81-82 Stone Cold Hockey NHL simulation where I try to get the Islanders to win in real life a three-peat. Well, I know in real life they won four straight, but I want to see if I could get them to three straight titles. We are on top of the world, 46, 13, and 8. Only Montreal is, well, Montreal's second, Edmonton third. But anyway, we're just going to see what ends up happening. The 81-82 playoff format, top four teams in each division move on, and the Norris and Smythe division winners go for the Campbell Conference, the Adams and Patrick for the Wales. Right now, Minnesota looks pretty good to win the Norris, with Chicago, Winnipeg, and Toronto getting those other spots. St. Louis and Detroit falling flat. The Smythe, Edmonton looking good. Vancouver, Calgary fighting for the two seed, possibly. LA, I think, is too far wrong. They'll be fourth. They'll probably play Edmonton, and Colorado's almost all but out. The Adams division. Yeah, Detroit's 14 points out. Colorado's way out there. Well, 24 points out. The Adams, Montreal, Boston looking with 8 points. Buffalo, then Quebec. So it looks like it's going to be the battle of the Belle 17 points. Hartford's trailing Quebec for the playoffs. Others were crushing the Rangers by 19 points. And then way back there is Washington, Philly, and Pittsburgh. Seeing the others Rangers look like we're going to be hosting our games. Pittsburgh's trying to get in, but Philly's trying to prevent them. Mike Bossy, 60 goals. He's second only to Gretzky. Blaine Stoughton's got 55 for third. Brian Trottier has 52 goals. John Tonelli's 8 for 46, which is pretty good. Points wise, Gretzky has 155. Bossy's looking good in second place with 114. Denny Savard and Bobby Smith both 107. Peter Stastny 104. Tonelli hit the 102 point mark, and Trottier hit the 100 points. Mike Rogers, Dennis Burke, Marcel Dion, and Dale Hawerchuk are practically going to get the 100 points. Clark Gillies is 29th. So that's pretty good. Pelly minutes. None of us are that dirty. Tiger Williams 324, Paul Baxter 298, and Glenn Cochran 293. Alciacor 42 goals but 268 penalty minutes. Brian Sanders got 33 goals, 211 penalty minutes. Red 5, 37 goals, 161 penalty. Benny Heron, Rolly Milas in second in goals against, 28 and 5. Billy Swift 26, 5 and 3. 209. Milas in 273. Grant Fuhr 280. Well, he has 3 shutouts, so does Grant Fuhr. Standings wise, point percentage means a lot, and I think everything is hunky dory. Mm-hmm. We have scored 335 goals. We are tops in the NHL. We were like second at one point to Edmonton, but yeah, Edmonton got 300 goals. Boston's got 306. And we've only given up 187. Everyone's given up 200 goals. Second best team for that is Montreal, 202. We're 27-4-4 at home. We're tying Edmonton for the fewest losses at home. And on the road, we've got 19 road wins. We're tops in the league. Only in our conference, only Montreal, Buffalo, and the Rangers are above 500 on the road. Vancouver's above 500. Edmonton is at 500. Minnesota and Winnipeg above 500 on the road. As for teams, as for us, look at this stat. Look at the stats. We are 46, 13, and 8. So to tie our real life mark, we have to go 8, 3, and 2. So we have 13 games left. But we are on a 13-game winning streak. Speaking of lucky 13s, and only twice against Pittsburgh to win number 8 and Hartford win number 2. So we play St. Louis twice, Washington twice, and Philly twice. So yeah, we have a 13-game winning streak. Yeah, the team had a 15-game winning streak without any freaking ties. And all that. That's what's results. 105 hat tricks. Terry Martin became the 100th guy to get a hat trick with a 4-goal game. And then Wayne Gretzky scored a hat trick. 6-1 win over Toronto. Did he score a hat trick? I don't remember that. Oh, that was the game we had to simulate because of we played Toronto twice thing. Right. So 14 games are at the 30 mark or better. The top 10. Pittsburgh, Philly from October 11th. Pittsburgh was up 5-1 and choked. Philly, St. Louis, a 14-goal affair. St. Louis was up 3-0 at one time. Colorado 8-5 over Edmonton. Chico beats Toronto low. Edmonton was up 3-0 and choked. St. Louis Islanders 6-5. We were up 5-2 and we choked. Boston Detroit on February 20th when Boston was up 3-0 and choked. Rangers Boston from October 31st on Halloween night as Steve Weeks beats Boston. Yeah. Islanders Calgary when we were up 4-0 and it looked good, and then they changed goalies to Reggie Lemelin and we choked, giving up 5 goals in a 14-minute span. Toronto Detroit when Toronto was up 5-2 and gave up 5 straight goals. Washington Colorado. Washington was down 4-1 to the only one win Colorado team and then scored 6 straight goals. And then Washington Calgary February 11th when Paro and crew were up 5-3 but gave up 4 straight goals. So we are in St. Louis. Meet me in St. Louis. And it will be Billy the Hatchetman Smith against Mike Liut. I thought it was like Skidmore or Gary Edwards who were going to be in net for St. Louis, or even Glenn Hanlon. But yeah, the Islanders and the Blues. Rolly Muelenson is our backup goalie. St. Louis's backups are Rick Hines, Paul Skidmore, Gary Edwards, and Glenn Hanlon. Canucks traded him to St. Louis, obviously. So Mike Liut in 1981 was the MVP runner-up to Wayne Gretzky. Now he's not playing like an MVP. So Mike Bossy, 50-goal scorer, perennial 50-goal scorer, but back problems ruin him. Brian Trottier, First Nations boy, and point scorer. Clark Gillies, good player too. Big strong. John Tonelli, 100-point scorer. Bob Bourne there. Danny Potvin, number 5 in your programs. Montreal had 5 NHL ready players ready to be traded in 73 for him, but no. Bob Nystrom, the 1980 Stanley Cup winner. Brent and Dwayne Sutter, both part of the Sutter brother dynasty. Brian and Daryl, also in the NHL at the time. Rich and Ron would be playing later. Andres Kalor, right wing. Butch Goring, who epitomized the word trade deadline. 2 years ago, the Kings traded him to the Islanders. Wayne Merrick. Mike McEwing, high scoring defenseman for the Islanders before Colorado, for the Rangers before Colorado and Don Cherry got him. Thomas Janssen, Billy Carroll, Stefan Persson, Hector Marini, Dave Langevin for the WHA, Ken Morrow from the American Ice, Greg Gilbert, Gord Lane. St. Louis, there's Brian Sutter, speaking of. Jorgen Pettersson, got goal scorer. Perry Turnbull, Bertie Federico, Blues lifer, if you will. Blake Dunlap, Joey Mullen. Yes, you got to remember, Joe Mullen used to be a Blue before he became a Flaming Penguin. Wayne Babbage, old days. Mike Crombeen, who scored a key goal in 1981 against the Penguins that almost saw Pittsburgh upset St. Louis in the playoffs. Tony Curry, I think he's from England, I thought. Larry Pate, Mike Zook, what a name. Jim Nill, Blair Chapman, Jack Braunscheitel, Rick Wilson, Ralph Klassen, Bill Baker, Rick LaPointe, Ed Kia, Jim Pavesi, Kerry Alalatra, Mark Reeds, and Bill Stewart. 3 minutes into the game. St. Louis hits Trotz. Oh boy. 5 minutes later. No. Much later. Hit. Sutter. That's for St. Louis? No. There we go. Joe Mulligan, boy. Five minutes later. We have a chance, Trot? There we go. Nystrom from Kaloran Tanali to the one. Nystrom. Chance? Oh, phew. Much later. Good. Damn it. Tennessee We're down. Down 3-1. We're down 3-1 after 2 periods. We had a 13-game winning streak on the line. Oh my god, we're gonna lose, aren't we? Brian with the penalty. Trubsky or Papa Parpley going 9 Nystrom. His 15th Nystrom from Trotz and McEwen. 3-2. Much later. They're killing the clock. Sutter? No. Trying to kill the clock on us. Whiskey or tie game. There's a tie for goals and a goal tie. Thinking of some apple pie. He's the boss. 61 from Nystrom and Merrick. Makes it 3-3. 2 minutes later. A big score! Turn from Overwantra. Oh no. It's a 13-game winning streak on the line. And the horn sounds, and for the first time in 13 games, we're on the wrong side of the ledger. Our winning streak has come to an abrupt end. Yikes. 4-3. We were so close, we were looking for the tie and at least get a point out of this. But St. Louis beats us with a Curry goal with 4 minutes left, and Billy Smith was in net. Oh my gosh, like, really? Nystrom got 3 points. Good for him. Oh, good for you. Yeah, we had a 13-game winning streak, and then we fucking lose. Ay. Well, the console, well, we go to Minnesota. We would be playing Minnesota, one of the top teams. Now, because we lost, or a tie also helps, we have to simulate the next game until we win. And we lost. Billy lost to Malosh. Bossy Bourne, but Gordy Roberts, McAdam, and Neil Broughton. Keep going, Jeffrey. I know. Saturday night, we're in Los Angeles. Calgary wins on Hockey Night in Canada. Vancouver, Edmonton, no score. Wow. Really? 0-0? That's impossible. In the high scoring events, Montreal tied Hartford. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to keep simulating. And we beat the Kings 7-0. Billy Smith with the shutout over the Kings. Potten, McEwen, Traches, Dwayne Sutter, Janssen, Tonelli, and McEwen. So, 6 scores. McEwen with 2 goals. It was like 7 different goal scorers. Nice. Yeah, we won 7-0 in Los Angeles. So that's right. We lost the last game, right? Yeah, we lost to Minnesota, so we had to simulate in a W. Quebec wins on Hockey Night in Canada. Toronto beats Winnipeg. March 14th, we don't play. Colorado losses again. The 16th. We're taking it easy. We're in Colorado. Well, that's the good news. That is some good news. We're in a team that's got more ties than wins. And actually, historically, Colorado has to go 6-3 to tie their mark. Rolly the goalie for us, and Chico for the Rockies, a former Islanders goalie. Phil Meyer, Rick Lafreniere, Steve Janicek are also there, but yeah. Colorado's been a sad sack. Steve Tambolini, Brett Ashton, who got traded like 9 times. Fat Lever, Bobby McMillan, former Flame. But not Lever, the Flames. That's the Landon McDonald trade, I think, right? Aaron Broden, he who shall not be mentioned because of his vehicular manslaughter of Keith Magnuson, and also he was a shitty Leaf captain in the 80s. Merlin Malosky, Dave Foster, Dwight Foster, Kitchener, Bob Miller, the guy who looked like Scrooge from Saved by the Bell, Dave Cameron, Paul Gagne, Tapio Levo, Pekka Katola, Joe Sorella, Bob Lorimer, Joe Quenville, yes, Coach Q, Kevin Maxwell, Diadamo Wetzik, Grant Nicholson, Joe Micheletti, Yuka Porvari, Stan Weir, Mike Kitchen, and Yvonne Fantor. Poor Stan Weir in Colorado. 4 minutes later. Cheers for us? Damn it. Aaron Broden for 4 minutes later. We score. Brad Sutter. His 17th from American Born. 2 minutes later. No. End of the first. We score. With 37 seconds left. Holiday Road. Holiday Road. He's not Clark Griswold. He's Clark Gillies. That's 30 from Pearson and Bossy. Much later. Score. Born to be Wild. Number 25. From Dwayne and Trottier. Much later. Score. Wayne Merrick from Trottier and Bourne. Three minutes later. Hit. Much later. Aggression. Yeah, aggression. Finale. And Don Leader scores from Mexico. Ramage, 4-2. They're gonna let Janicek come in. They're like, we're not gonna win this game. And we score. Clark scores from Bourne and Tenelli, makes it 5-2. They're not choking against this team. We have to score again. Hey, throw the hats on the ice. We're on the road. From Bossy, 6-2. Delivery hit. No. 3 minutes later. No. 13 o'clock. And Ashton scores from 3. 1. Yeah, for us to be the real record, we have to go 7-1-2. We're nearly flawless. And we win 6-3. Oh yay. You know what? 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Ha, we scored 2 goals in each period. Colorado scored once in each period. Kirk goes for the hat trick. Islanders, we're on the West Coast. And we are in hosting St. Louis, but we already played St. Louis. Yeah, we already played St. Louis in the video, so we have to simulate. And we win 5-2 as Leo losing to Billy the Hatchet. Mullen scored twice. Goring, Tonelli, Gillies, Bossy. So 2 goals for Bossy. Yeah, because that's the rule. We can't play the same team twice in a video. Sunday we are in Washington. We can play Washington. And we will play Washington. And we are going to send Billy the Hatchet against Dave Parle. What a weird starting goalie for Washington. Dave Parle. They won 26 games in real life. They won 31 this time. Al Jansen and the Popcorn Kid can do it. Okay. Dennis Baruch, the last Cleveland Baron active. Ryan Walter, who would score a double overtime goal in the playoffs for the Habs. Washington made that big trade with Montreal at the end of the 82 season. Mike Gardner, 700 goal scorer for the Caps, the North Stars, the Leafs, the Rangers, and the Coyotes. Bob Carpenter, who was traded to the Rangers in one of the biggest flop trades in Rangers history. Chris Valentine, Bank Gustafson, Bobby Gould, Darren Vita, Gaetan Duchesne, who would be a big shadow for the Minnesota North Stars. Torrey Robertson, Tim Tukey, Hershey Legend, Lee Norwood, Glenn Curry, Greg Faberge, Rick Green, who would be traded to Montreal. Terry Murray, yes, that Terry Murray, Lou Fraschetti, Paul McKinnon, Randy Holt, known for his penalties, Jim McTaggart, Roland Stoltz, Wes Jarvis, not the former Kitchener Ranger, Timo Bloomquist, Tony Castellato, and Bob Kelly. Adult? They did. Ryan Welter. Tritsky or Papa Powerplay goal. Mr. Potten, his 20th from Tanelli and Langevin. What do you? 2 minutes later. Tritsky or Holiday Road. Holiday Road. Clark's 34 from Trotz and McEwen. Watched it with the chats. Back. Much later. Carpenter, of all people. Whiskey, Pepper power play goal. Clark, his second of the night, 35th from Tonelli and Bourne. 3-0. Carpenter, 36th goal. 3-1. And now we're in the first period. We've got a 3-1 lead. Can we hang on? We score. Merrick, his 13th from Langevin and Dwayne Sutter. So Wayne Merrick is on the board. Gershon? There we go. Rick Green. Gillies and Johnson. 5 minutes later. 2 minutes later. Up, he's rattled. Get him. First a fight between Bob Bourne and Torrey Robertson. Well, you ruined Bourne. So they ruined it. And Bob Carpenter scores again with a 4-3. Into the apron. Chasing Lee Carlo from the net. And Poe put Al Jansen in, but nope. It's 4-3. This is a divisional matchup. 5 minutes later. Damn it, we tied. Gustafson and Valentine. 4-4. No. Oh, Gustafson tried again. 5 minutes later. No shot. Need something. There's a fight. Gordon Lane and Lee Norwood. Does Gordy Lane do his job? Nope. Johnson and Tennelly with the box, and Washington does the impossible. They tie us at 4. We blow it. We had a 4-1 lead, and those pesky Capitals, we just could. We were about to chase Paro, and we couldn't finish the job. Man, what the hell? Well, a tie is just as bad as a loss in this scenario. I'm thinking, what the hell? Well, if we would have watched it, it would have been the next video, but it would have been back-to-back games. We tie them at 2. Yikes. Palmentier tied Billy Smith. Bossy and Gillies with the goals. Ryan Walter and Maruk for them. So we're almost certain. Colorado loses again. So we will face Montreal in a massive battle. How many games do we have left? 6, right? Well, 49, 15, 10. Yeah, I think that's 6. I think we're 6 games away. Yeah, we're 6 games away. We have 108 points. Well, Minnesota's got 90 plus. Edmonton has 90. Montreal, Boston's got 90. Rangers have 90. And the Norris, look, Looks like Minnesota will win the division. Winnipeg, Chicago, Toronto. Toronto, I think, has pushed St. Louis and Detroit to the forefront and will play Minnesota with Winnipeg playing Chicago. Great battle. And the Smythe, Edmonton, I believe, has got the Smythe wrapped up. Vancouver and Calgary will fight for second. LA knows they'll have to play Edmonton in the playoffs. Well, it might work. Wink, wink. Vancouver and Calgary will be playing for home ice. Colorado just can't do anything. They have more ties than wins. Montreal, Boston look like they're 1-2. Buffalo and Quebec. So I think that's definitely Hartford's out. So Quebec, almost all but certain, will play Montreal or Boston. Buffalo will be the 3 seed, I think. Winnipeg, Chicago will battle. And, well, Toronto's only 3 points back. Toronto's not out of it, though it's yet. But I think that means St. Louis and Church are up. Patrick Division, we've got this one wrapped up. The Rangers are second. Washington third. Philly and Pittsburgh. It's a dog fight. Well, we kind of know the Rangers will host Washington. Now the fight is Philly and Pittsburgh for who will be number 4 behind us. Mike Bossy second in goals. Trotz is fourth. Tonelli's 11th. He's almost at 50. And Millanson's fifth, 2-3 in the goal scoring. Denny Herron looks good, but Millanson 274, Smith 276. So yeah, look at all the shutouts. Ron Lowe has a shutout at 4.23. Dot Buellpre 335. He has no shutouts. Dan Bouchard has 24 wins by no shutouts. Huh. So let's see the standings. We've played 74 games. So everyone's at 74 or 75, except for Detroit, Edmonton, and Calgary. They're at 76. And it's an 80-game schedule. So we only have 6 games left. I'm guessing, right? Yeah, we have 6 games left. We have Montreal, Hartford, Rangers, and then a double dip against Philly. That could decide like who is it, Philly or Pittsburgh. Too bad I can't throw like a meaningless goalie, if you will. But yeah, we'll have fun. Final 6 games coming soon. Anyway, I've jumped. I'm gonna do.